Good morning. Welcome to Today in LA. I'm Forrest Lee. This is Bill Rice Jr. And on the phone we have Mike. Amos calling in from Panama City Beach. Today is the 21st day of June. It's Monday morning, and thank you for tuning in. And hope all you fathers out there had a great Father's Day weekend. And good morning, Mike. How's the weather in Florida?
It is rainy down here. The wind is still blowing pretty hard. Of course, the ocean's real rough. We had some pretty rough weather, but yesterday, actually, people on the beach, not in the water, but were sitting outside the water. But it won't. I tell you, it's pretty rough right here. And I doubt if it will clear up until probably Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yes, sir.
Boy, I was reading this morning before I came in about that horrible wreck on I-65, people coming back from the beach. Did you hear about that, Mike?
Oh, yeah, it's terrible. Yeah. Something like 10 people killed, is that right?
There was a father and his 9-month-old daughter that were killed. His fiance was in the wreck, but she was injured. Don't know the severity of her injuries. But in the van where I think it was the Tallapoosa County Girls Ranch van, based, I think a lot of those high school girls went to Reeltown, but ages in that passed away in that van were a 3-year-old, a 8-year-old, a 12-year-old, a 14-year-old, a 15-year-old, 2 16-year-olds, and a 17-year-old. So our thoughts and prayers are with that family.
I've heard of very few traffic accidents that horrific in my life. 10 people.
I've never heard of one. That was just unreal.
10 people died, and I understand 17 vehicles were involved.
Gosh, well.
And they were.
It was in the middle of the.
Was it in Greenville or outside of Greenville?
Butler County is all I've been in.
I think it was between Greenville and Georgiana, somewhere in there.
I'm not sure. Was it on the interstate?
It was on the interstate.
What was it? So it was the northbound lane on the I-65 in Butler County. Many of the cars burned, Mike, and just, beyond recognition.
They burned up? Oh, man.
We don't know that, but I don't know any of the details on how they passed.
But that's just our thoughts and prayers just to all those families and friends. And it's a reminder of when you go and come back from the beach, be as careful as you can. I can think about, when you're on, especially coming back from the beach, and that traffic is almost like a NASCAR race, just bumper to bumper, and people are going fast. So I can see how one wreck can just lead to a chain reaction. That must have been what happened.
That's really awfully sad. And again, our prayers go out to those families. Oh, me.
Four of those victims were from Reeltown High School, and they were residents of the Tallapoosa County Girls Ranch, a home to children in crisis. So 4 of those girls attended Reeltown High School. And
they had been to a vacation to Gulf Shores.
Yeah. The director, Candace Gully, 2 of her children were killed, and 2 of her nephews. And she was pulled from the van by a bystander before it caught on fire. Ms. Gully.
Well, good morning. Gully. You're on Today in LA.
Hey, morning. How are y'all?
Hello. Well, we started off with the sad news of this terrible wreck on I-65. But maybe there was some good news somewhere in the world. Do you know any?
Well, that was a tremendous golf tournament this weekend. I know, especially being locked in because of the rain. It was a great golf match. Didn't you think?
I was.
Yeah, I can't believe Bryson did what he did.
I missed it. I was cutting my grass. He fell apart.
Yeah.
Well, tell us. I was working on the story.
It's shot 44 on the back nine.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I just watched the interview on him and was real impressed, especially with the way he hits the golf ball and everything. But you know what? He lived by that and he died by it. It just fell apart.
I mean, he had back-to-back bogeys on number 11 and 12. Then he followed with a double bogey, 7 on 13. But then he had a quadruple bogey on 17.
That's
So
right.
bogey, double bogey, quadruple bogey. Wow.
And John Rahm finished with birdie.
We were talking this morning earlier, as far as we're talking earlier, about how, what's his name?
Louis.
Second
Louis, his name's Louis Oosthuizen.
Yeah, Louis made that last putt. He ended up winning $1.3 million, being second place. Second place, $1.3 million.
Two nights before that, he hit it off the cliff out of bounds.
Yeah, I know it.
That was the guy that you picked to win it. I said we should watch out for. But I will say that I remember on Friday somebody asked me who you picking, and I said, well, I'll just have to go with Rahm and Koepka.
Yeah, did you win? Did you bet on it?
Yeah, I had several bets, and you know what? For some stupid reason, I didn't bet on Rahm, but I made about 9 bets, and you know, y'all, when I say I bet, y'all, I'm making little $10 bets, and I'm figuring that if I bet 9 of them, I'm going to hit 5 and miss 4. So just like I thought, I broke even, you know, and I think I lost $4. But
Well, he attended Arizona State University just like Phil Mickelson. When Rahm was in college, he won 11 tournaments. Mickelson won 16, and Rahm met his wife there. She was a javelin thrower at Arizona State.
wow.
So she's very athletic.
Thrower.
They're very,
Whoa,
yeah.
through the spear.
You know, Tim Nicholson was Phil's brother was Rahm's coach in college at Arizona State, and then he became his agent when he joined the PGA Tour.
Oh yeah, that was pretty good.
Well, I'm happy for Rahm because he got a raw deal 2 weeks ago where they made him withdraw in the tournament. He was leading by 6 strokes
You're right.
because of COVID protocols, testing protocols. So I'm going to tell you, here's what this guy had COVID now. John Rahm had COVID. 2 weeks ago, he's leading the tournament by 6 strokes with the disease, and 2 weeks later, he wins the U.S. Open. So
$2,250,000.
Yeah, that's one of the highest. I can't remember a higher figure other than the FedEx Cup.
Players Championship usually plays a lot. I mean, one thing about Ron, though, the whole time, though, Bill, we all knew he was asymptomatic. He had no symptoms.
well, that's my point, is that 90% of these athletes that test and everybody says has COVID and panics, you just said it, they're asymptomatic, they're perfectly fine. Thus, they shouldn't be, you know, penalized like they are.
Well, if he was going to be in the final,
They should be tested though.
he wouldn't test him at one time.
I think the only people that need to be tested are the people that have symptoms. You know,
He's had the vaccine. He's had the vaccine, Dad. He just got it late.
Okay. Well, I tell you what, his 2 highlights, those two putts will be highlights for a long time. You know, you see Tiger's, putts, being highlighted so many years. This one will be too. It was a great one. And I tell you what, a very outstanding young man. I was very impressed with him. The way he talked, the way he handled himself.
Well, Harris English finished third.
Came out of nowhere was Harrison English that played at Georgia. He finished third.
He's from Valdosta.
He won. How much did he win, Ryan?
$861,000.
He won 860, and he just got in early. It turned out.
Yeah, early in the round, Justin Thomas was making a run from Alabama. He was at 2 under, and then he played the par 5. A lot of people thought for sure he'd probably birdie that, but next thing you know, he doesn't birdie, and next hole he gets a double bogey, and that was it for him.
Oh,
You know, I turned my
he was in
TV on
contention
early.
then for a second. How about that?
Yeah, I turned the TV on early, and they had Mickelson playing, and Mike, he was almost watching Mickelson play the entire round by himself, and then another one was our good friend Curtis Sink was also playing. So those two guys, two of my favorite players, I watched them play for about 6 or 7 holes without anybody.
Yeah,
else
I was able to watch that too. They're called featured pairings, so you can watch Mickelson play all 18 holes.
Well, this was on.
I watched that on Thursday as well.
This was on the major network and everything. And I tell you something about O'Field. Anybody can say what they want to about him. It took a lot of guts for him to do that because he didn't want to be there. He was 7 or 8 strokes over par, and but he did anyway. He showed his class. He's a class guy, I guarantee you.
Well, that's part of the deal. I mean, if you're going to take the trophy and get the money when you're winning, you can't show your butt when you're out of contention either.
Yeah. And they were talking about, some people said that they could have stopped after 9 holes, but I've never seen them do it. But